Hi guys, so welcome to this channel. This is your first time or your next time. Do you guys ever heard classical conditioning? No? Yes? Okay, no matter what your answer is, let me tell you about it, okay? So a simple classical or operant conditioning experiment is a controlled scientific procedure designed to study and demonstrate the principles of classical conditioning or operant conditioning. In classical conditioning, an organism learns to associate two stimuli together. The experiment typically involves pairing a neutral stimulus with an unconditioned stimulus. While in operant conditioning, an organism learns to associate its behavior with its consequences. The experiment involves presenting a specific behavior and manipulating the consequences that follow the behavior. The meaning of simple classical or operant conditioning experiment lies in its ability to provide empirical evidence for the fundamental principle of its learning processes. This experiment allows researchers to observe and analyze how organisms acquire new behaviors, respond to stimuli, and adjust their behavior based on the consequences they experience. By conducting such experiments, psychologists can better understand the mechanism of learning and behavior and apply this knowledge to various practical contexts such as education, therapy, and animal training. Okay, so next, we have 4 basic components for classical conditioning. So, we have UCS, which is unconditioned stimulus, UCR, unconditioned response, CS, conditioned stimulus, and CR, conditioned response. So, let us highlight each of these, okay? So, first of all, UCS, unconditioned stimulus, what is it? So UCS refers to a stimulus that naturally and automatically triggers a response without prior learning. It elicits an unconditioned response. In other words, the UCS is stimulus that produce a reflexive or innate response. Okay, next is UCR, which is unconditioned response. It is the automatic and unlearned reaction that occurs as a natural response to the unconditioned stimulus. It is an involuntary response that is not acquired through conditioning. Okay, the third one, which is conditioned stimulus, CS. It is referred to a previously neutral stimulus that, through repeated association with the unconditioned stimulus, acquires the ability to elicit a response. In other words, the CS is a stimulus that initially does not trigger a specific response, but eventually comes to do so after becoming associated with the UCS. And the last one, which is conditioned response, the short form is CR, is the learned response that occurs as a result of the conditioned stimulus. It is a response that was initially triggered by the unconditioned stimulus, but is now elicited by the conditioned stimulus alone.
Hi, I'm Natasha.
I'm Farihan.
I'm Shwada. Today we will be conducting an experiment about classical conditioning with a word and a snack. Initially, the neutral stimulus will not elicit a specific response. However, after repeated pairings with a positive stimulus, Shuhada and Farihan start associating the neutral stimulus with the anticipation of receiving a snack. Consequently, they may exhibit a conditioned response such as increased attention or excitement when they hear the neutral stimulus alone.
Alright, so now let's get right to the conclusion. So, in this experiment, the objective was to demonstrate classical conditioning by pairing a neutral stimulus, which is word or phrase, with a positive stimulus, snack, to elicit a conditioned response to the word alone. So let's relate the components of classical conditioning to what happened in this experiment. So first of all, as we know, the first basic component is UCS, which is unconditioned stimulus. So the positive stimulus in this experiment is the snack or treat that your friends enjoy. It actually elicits a positive response, as people generally enjoy and look forward to eating a snack. And second one is UCR, unconditional response. So it's natural and unwilling reaction to unconscious stimulus. In this experiment, the unconditional response will be my friend's enjoyment and positive reaction to the eating of the snacks. And the third one is conditioned stimulus. The neutral stimulus in this experiment is the word or phrase that we have selected. Initially, it does not elicit any particular response. Okay. And the last basic component is conditional response. So the conditional response is the learned response that occurs as a result of conditioned stimulus. So in this experiment, the conditional response would be your friend's anticipatory response, such as salivating, increased attention, or excitement when they hear the natural stimulus, such as word or phrase alone. So during the experiment, they repeatedly paired the natural stimulus, which is the word or phrase, with the positive stimulus, which is snack. This created an association between the two stimuli. As a result of the repeated pairings, your friends started to associate the neutral stimulus with the positive stimulus. Over time, the neutral stimulus, which is the word or phrase, became a conditioned stimulus, which is capable of eliciting the conditioned response on its own. So by conducting the experiment, they showed that when a word or phrase, which is the neutral stimulus, is repeatedly paired with a snack, which is the positive stimulus, people can learn to associate the word or phrase with the snack. So eventually, they develop a response, which is conditioned response to the word or phrase alone, even without the presence of the snack. This demonstrates the basic principles of classical conditioning, where a neutral stimulus can become linked to a positive stimulus, leading to a learned response. So based on our experiment, I hope you guys can get now at least a little bit the concept of classical conditioning. So I hope you enjoyed this video and see you again. Bye bye.